Hey, welcome to the Matthew Scott Project. This one, didn't expect on doing this thing, but I got to do it because I looked it up and couldn't find it anywhere. Hey, welcome to the Matthew Scott Project. Today I am going to do, I know this is going to be, like I said, anything and everything on this thing. This Kamado Joe, not too long ago, wife goes to the store, she goes, hey, what do you need? What meat should we get? So we ended up getting tri-tip, and she brought something else, and it was a chuck roast, and it was two halves. Usually with a chuck roast, you're gonna smoke that thing, put it on a smoker, which I got over here. I do with the tri-tips, I do the smoker, got it down to a science. This one here, this is a Kamado Joe. This thing here, I love doing hamburgers on it. I do it, low temperatures, and it's just the way the heat and smells, and even heating up, getting those things out of this thing and putting them on a hamburger bun and all this fixings tastes so good, so juicy. Even when heating it up, which we did a few days back, we heated some up that we had, just put it in an air fryer. Still juicy. I'm gonna do this. This has never been done, haven't seen it. I'm gonna put a chuck roast. It's probably about 2 inches thick. I've already got it prepped in there. I'm gonna put it up there, get this thing up and running. I prepped it, put some rub on it, put a little olive oil, put some rub on it, and for some reason it's soft. It's about 2 inches thick. It's gotta be at least 2 pounds. And she got 2 of these things. So it's like a chuck roast steak, but it's just massive. I wanna get this thing up and running, get it set at about 225, let it roll, wait until the temperature gets up to about 180, because they say the chuck roast, but that's, when they talk about it, it's the big chunk of it. That's gonna take 5 hours on a smoker, roughly that, give or take. This is a steak, so this may be a complete fail or it may turn out great, but I'm gonna record this and see what happens. I'm gonna get this thing up and running, set it for about 225, let it run. The internal temp is about 180. I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna wrap it, put it back on, so now it's gonna start cooking, in the juices in the paper for about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna kind of gauge from there. Yeah, I put some new charcoal in with the old charcoal, and now I'm gonna light it. You can see sparks shooting everywhere. Got the fire going in there. I'm gonna start putting the grates back in and the plates and everything like that. So it's gonna take a little bit to get this thing going. One thing great about the Kamado is it takes air from underneath, comes out from the top. Bigger gap of air intake underneath, faster the flame, bigger the flame, higher temperatures, but you gotta monitor it. Once you are within 50 degrees of your temperature that you want, you close this bottom vent to maybe about a finger's width. Close this down to the first notch. It'll settle in 50 degrees above when you started doing that. So like, I'm gonna set this up. I want it 225. I'm gonna close this thing down at 175, close this down, and then it should slowly creep up and just hold steady, and that's the temperature that you want. All right, I'm gonna be back with you when it gets a little warmer. Right now, it is super cold, probably 50 degrees, if that. So it's gonna take a little bit to get this thing up and running and cooking. So I'll be back. Kind of rose up to 300. I closed the vent down very small and the top one as well. So, I gotta make some adjustments. So this is kind of playing it by ear. I wanted it at 225, but I think it's gonna be about 300, and hopefully it dips down. If I can get it below 300 and stay there, that'll be good. So yeah, playing it by ear. So we'll see how this is. It may just be a barbecue. All right, it's been about an hour, and I'm gonna check and see what the temperature is. The internal temperature, they say 180, but this thing's been going for about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's at 300, it's staying at 300. So it's borderline barbecue, smoking, what have you. So I'm gonna stick a thermometer in there and see. Oh, it does look good though. All right, looks like it's kind of settling in at 120. So I'm gonna put this thing back on for another half hour and come back out and see. Last time I checked, I think it got up to 120, see what the internal temperature is, and I'll go from there. And I hear the stuff just dripping. So I think what I'm gonna do, all right, I'm living on the edge. I'm going against all that AI said and the smart people. All right, it's about 140. I'm gonna wrap this thing and then I'm gonna put it in there and let it soak for a little bit because I'm getting hungry, and if it's just a big piece of raw meat, it's gonna taste like shit, but I'll let you know. But it looks good color-wise. I'm gonna wrap it. It's at 140. I'm gonna take this off, put it on the paper, wrap it, throw it back on there, 20 minutes. 20 more minutes. Then I'm gonna just cut it open and see what happens. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm gonna take it off, put it on the cutting board. And the way to shut this thing down, just close the vents. It'll cool off. I'm gonna unwrap this thing. Well, it smells good, looks good. I'm gonna eat it regardless because I am starving. All right, there's the big chunk of meat. I'm actually gonna cut it real quick, right down the center. If I did okay, it's tender. That's basically what it looks like. I'm sure it's gonna taste good. I'm gonna take a little piece right off the edge here. It's got good flavor. It's actually pretty good. Seems like it's overdone, but see, I was kind of battling between the temperatures. And I think it's kind of like an in-between of a smoke. It's got a good smoke ring. I don't know if you can see that. But I think it's a little bit of a tougher meat, but I'm definitely gonna eat it. If I could do this over again, I control the temperature. I'm just taking pieces off because I'm gonna go inside the house here, but I'm eating it. It's good, it's got great flavor. I do it much slower, but for given the piece of meat that I have, I think it's good. It's better than a barbecue because it's got more flavor and it's just so much better. The temperature thing, I've been adjusting the whole time with how long and everything like that. And a lot of it is guessing, but the best way to actually do it right is the color. If you get this color of the meat, I guarantee it's gonna be good. Smoking, this is borderline smoking and barbecuing. So I did it, it's good. Is it the ultimate chuck roast? I've never done it before. With this, I think that I adapted to the adversity of the temperature and the slice of the meat. The people that, get the true, the big chuck roast, you do it slow and slow. This was a slice of it, and I think it turned out good. I'm gonna eat the whole damn thing because it's good. I'm gonna slice it up, put it on the plate. I got mac and cheese, I got beans. If this is helpful, a lot of variables, basically 300, took it off at 140. If I could do it all over again, I'd take it off at 120, wrap it, soak it, and cook it for another, for the 20 minutes. I think it would be better. I like it a little more rare, but with this type of meat, it's got to get cooked. So if this was helpful, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and sometimes you just gotta adapt to the circumstances that you get. So I'll talk to you later. Subscribe, tell your friend. Matthew Scott Project.